resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function, the divisive tactics, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines, we are human beings. Join the Atom Effect. Join the movement. This is the Atom Effect. Achieve things out of mind. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, and you are not alone. There are pockets of atoms spread throughout the planet. We are going against the function. The divisive tactics that they use to pit us against each other will be exposed. We are not machines.
All right, man, we in the building. This is tripping, but we in here. Oh, God. Boy, this content creation finna have me crazy, man. Shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the resistance and you are not alone. This is the Black Pill Podcast. Yeah, man, I'm starting to understand my computer more and more as time goes on, and I think I figured out what the problem was. I'm thinking that the place I put my Ethernet cable into, for those of you who are technology savvy, right? Shout out to the nerds. Shout out to the nerds. Excuse me. Shout out to the nerds. For those of you who are technology savvy, I think I figured out that the port that I'm putting my Ethernet cable into is not receiving enough power. So now I put it into this other port because I noticed yesterday when I had it in the other port and I had to put it in the other port. Well, first off, let me put myself in here, man. Happy Easter, man. Hold on. Happy Easter. What up, everybody? Happy Easter. What's up, y'all? What's up, man? I'm in the building. Like I said, shout out to all of you. But yeah, like I was saying, so I'm starting to figure out that my Ethernet cable, when I put it into my adapter, I'm thinking it's getting more power versus when I put it directly into my computer, which is so odd because normally when you put it directly into your computer, it would get more power than in comparison to when you put it into the adapter, since the adapter is sharing power. But for some odd reason, I remember yesterday I was saying, man, I can't believe we got it working. When I put in my, my whatever I had, my little equipment, when I put in my equipment to turn around and play the game, I always move the adapter because the equipment needs to be plugged in directly to the computer because it doesn't work with the adapter. So, now I'm looking at it like, hey, my stream's working now. And I think it's because I have the adapter, which is also an Ethernet adapter plugged into my USB adapter. So I think I figured it out, man. Shout out to everybody, man. We in here, man. Y'all know what it is. Who believes in Easter? I believe in Easter. Shout out to the Most High. Should I read a Bible verse, scripture? Should I read the Bible? I ain't gonna read the Bible, but shout out to everybody celebrating Easter, man. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to America. Hold up. I was cleaning up yesterday. Shout out to America. I got my flag here. Shout out to the world. The rest of the world looks at America as the #1 superpower. So shout out to the world. And if they don't, hey, well, funny thing is, every other type of people, not every other, but almost every other type of people gets the way it runs its country from a adopted version of the American democracy or republic, if you will. But shout out to the world, man. Happy Easter to everybody. So we got 2 streams today. You feel what I'm saying? 2 streams. First stream we're going to discuss is right now, of course, the AI apocalypse. So we're going to discuss the AI apocalypse. I've been telling y'all about this. This is the best sound I can play. Right now. Hold on. Let me get right. Yo. Hey. And now look, so the reason why we're discussing AI is because a lot of things have happened since I did the last Skeptical Sundays AI apocalypse episode. Hold on 1 second. I gotta put my phone on do not disturb. 1 second. People be trying to reach out to you. I got the camera going off. I'm a bit of a skeptic, and that's why I created Skeptical Sundays. It's for the people who question. I know we probably won't have a lot of people in here, and that's okay. It's all good. I still see everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I got to pull up the YouTube chat though real quick. Let me see. But yeah, the stream's working now. Excuse me. So I think that's what it is. I hope that's what it is, because if it doesn't work, I'm gonna tweak out. But let me pull up the YouTube chat 1 second. Is this the YouTube chat? Yes, it is. Yeah, man. And I think it works when I do it like this. So this is how I'm gonna do it from now on. I'm gonna just leave it here. And I actually got another Ethernet cable. Shout out to Black Madam for helping with that. One time for her. And yeah, I got another one for the PlayStation, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, we just gonna play it like this. Let me put this in the Rumble chat. What up, Rumble? What up, Twitch? And like I said, this episode is for everybody who watches it on the playback. I appreciate everybody who watch my stuff on the playback, man. Y'all mean more to me than you know, man. And I appreciate all my supporters. Shout out to all my supporters. You guys are the real MVPs. We do this for you. And when I say we, I mean me, myself, and I, and everybody that believe me. Me, myself, and I, and everybody that believes in me, we do this for you guys. Like I said, so let's get right with it. So we have a lot of things to discuss. We'll probably be in here till about 3:40. Yeah, 3:40, because the next stream is at 4. And I gave myself some time, which was shout out to God, because I didn't expect to need that much time. I was supposed to have a 40-minute break, but I gave myself some time in case I had to fix up this stream. So after this stream, we're gonna be back on the games. Y'all like my my image I created for the gaming stream? Hold on, let me see if I'll pull it up again real quick. Pay no mind to that. That was from a previous episode. I just be having these here just in case. Let me see. Yeah, this is the image I created. Yeah. Does that look like me?
What the hell,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, man, you know, like I said, we about to start the show, man. I'm losing weight. If y'all need help with diet plans, I might start putting diet plans. Like I said on the Ko-Fi, I'm going to put little things behind a paywall, but even then, I'm going to have things for you guys to get value and get information. So, for example, right now, for those of you who don't know, if you look at my old streams, I might look a bit more I'm going to say inflamed. It's not the right term, but I'll say inflamed. And it's just right now I'm on a seafood diet, seafood salad. I might eat some meat every now and then, maybe like a week, but right now I'm trying to lose this weight. So, I mean, you can kind of tell, you feel me? I look a bit skinnier. It's kind of weird, but I'm getting back used to it. I used to be a skinny boy or like a lean boy, and then I got all this extra weight. So, you know, I'm going to probably put up some diet stuff, start putting up food that I eat and shit like that y'all could eat too. Maybe tell y'all how to make it. We'll see how it goes, because content is content. But let's get into the show, man. Let's do it. All right, let's see. Yeah, the stream's working. Let me see. And y'all pull up tomorrow for the regular Black Pill podcast shows. You know, we give you guys a morning show and then an afternoon show, and we discuss random topics. Let me see. Kim Kardashian in the 90s. Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Kim. I just wanted to look. But let me go into an Adam experience 1 second, and let's get right with it, man. And comment what you think, guys. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to know what you guys are thinking about all this. But I believe that AI is here to take over the world, and AI is the next step in human evolution. And my proof is things like this. So shout out to Meta. And the question is, let me put that poll in the chat real quick. Start a poll, and I'm putting a poll in the YouTube chat. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Is Meta the next Skynet? And for those of you who don't know, quick backstory, Skynet is from the movie Terminator. And Terminator was one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. Shout out to Terminator. Terminator, The Matrix, these are some of the best movies ever made. Total Recall. Yes, sir. And of course, you know, I might be biased when I say these things. I'm speaking from a perspective of those are my kind of movies I like to see. I like to see action. I like to see sci-fi. I like to see drama. I like to see things that make you think. With that being said, Terminator, I don't want to ruin it for people, but I mean, it's already out. It's been out. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's just basically about a company that creates robots that end up taking over the world and destroying most of the human race. And then they created the Resistance, and the Resistance is here to fight. It's so funny. I'm laughing to myself because we got the core. Shout out to the core. Shout out to the Resistance. And that's kind of where I got the idea from. And my idea with the Resistance that I created for us is not to fight the robots. And it's not, you know, it's not to fight the system, but it's basically to deny the system that they put us into. Because, you know, we were all indoctrinated. We were born into a world we didn't ask to be in. You know, we live this life that we live. And a lot of times things are messed up, but it is the way it is. And then they wonder why we have predators in society. The reason why we have predators in society is because depending on how you were raised, and no matter what way you're raised, these things that we start to understand as we get older become traumatic experiences for us, or for lack of a better term, just trauma. And it's hard to cope with that trauma and process that trauma. And everybody's brain is different depending on how you were raised or how you're able to articulate and understand things. Everybody's brain processes the trauma differently. So whatever the reaction is what comes out from people processing that trauma. Right. So with that being said, Terminator. In the movie Terminator, basically it's a company that creates these robots that are supposed to help. Think iRobot, but a darker version of it. And basically, and for those of you who haven't seen iRobot, another good movie, you should go watch it. And basically the robots take over, and the robots are there to like take the humans, and they're the next step in evolution. As you go through the story, they're starting to integrate with humans and find better ways to integrate with humans, to infiltrate the humans, to get rid of the human race and be a cold world full of robots. So amazing movie. I mean, the concept of it all, I love the concept of it all. Amazing movie. Y'all like my pink hat, by the way? I was wearing that for Easter. I ain't got no pink shirts. I'm gonna get some more. Oh shit, I almost dropped my coffee. Goddamn, I felt like Lil Wayne. Hey bro, I felt like Lil Wayne when Lil Wayne dropped the when he dropped the perp, not the perp, when he dropped the lean, I think. Let me not say that. Shout out to YouTube, chill. I was joking. I don't know what that is. But he dropped his drink. He dropped his drink, and when he dropped his drink, he almost tweaked out. He said, "Oh my God," that's how I felt just now, bro. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying, bro. So like I was saying, this hat don't want to stay on because the thing, like I was saying, Terminator's a good movie, and I'm thinking potentially that Meta might become the next Skynet, or Skynet. Meta might become Skynet in the future. So here's what I'm going to do to reinforce my point. I'm going to show you guys examples and discuss some things that we've seen, some things that we haven't. But AI is advancing fast. And I've been talking about it on my previous streams. You can hear hints and pieces all throughout my other streams. But the reason why I don't necessarily stay on that topic is because that's not the topic of that day. So today's the topic. For example, right here, Meta just open sourced 5 AI tools to teach machines to see, think, and work together, as in one collective consciousness. And that's why I turn around and say the things that I say. We're cooked. We are cooked. We are cooked. And they think it's okay. And it's like, I get the autonomy of it all, but we're cooked in the sense that if these robots ever were to turn on humans, like I said, Skynet. Let's see what the comments say. Personally, I can't wait till AI takes over the world. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Is there any conversation? Let me see. Nope. All right, so I'm gonna read this to you. I can't really see it. I wonder if you can see it. I can't really see it. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger. We're gonna make it a little bit bigger. Hold on. Nope, still can't see. I mean, if y'all can see it, shout out to you. I can't really see it. I'm making it bigger on my screen too, so I can read it to you guys. All right. It's kind of disgusting the way the words look, but here we go. Meta's Fair research arm just published the new OpenAI projects towards what? Yeah, I can't read it, bro. I can't read it, dog. I'm gonna let the slideshow play. I can read the slideshow, but it says a state-of-the-art model for locating objects and objects in real-world environments. Who knows what they're saying right here, bro? I guess they're showing us the capabilities of it all, and you can find stuff. It can locate 3D excels at understanding floor. Hey man, who's supposed to? Yeah, they tweaking, bro. I ain't gonna lie, we can't even see this video, but we just gonna roll with it. That's just the comedic banter of this episode. Anyways, yeah, like I said, it works for whatever. It can locate 3D objects, and it can locate 3D enables precise objects. Yeah, these people don't know how to write, bro. These people don't know how to write. Why it matters, the reason, basic focus is I can't show this video to you guys. I don't know what just happened here. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Terrible way to start. Anyways, let me continue. Shoot. So right here, we'll start with Say Cheese. Shout out to Say Cheese. Bill Gates says that AI will replace doctors and teachers within the next 10 years. We'll probably go to TikTok. Let me go to TikTok to show you guys what I'm talking about, because that was insane. I did not expect to start like that. That was the first thing that we seen. But we're going to reinforce our point. Like I said, let's go and see if we can find the conversation with Bill Gates and TikTok. And I'm going to show you some of the robots and their improvements that they have made over time. And like I said, guys, join up now. This is the resistance. This is the core of the resistance. Join up now, because this is war, people. This is war. And like I said, I'm not saying this to fearmonger or scare you guys. I'm saying this because, F all the jokes. This is real, like this is really happening, and I don't know, the people in power aren't worried about what the collective people think. They're worried about the money. You see these? Hold on. Let me remind you, this is fake money that y'all see me post and promote or whatever. This is prop money, but it's about the Benjamins in this world, okay? Shout out to everybody worried about them Benjamins. It's about the Benjamins in this world, okay? So, yeah, these people don't care. Let me pull up TikTok. Here we go. Yeah, man, the stream working, so I guess we good up in here. Let me see. 1 second. Interact. Shoot. What's the ninja name? I forget this guy name. Let's see. AI conversation. Bill Gates. I just remembered. Here we go. And this came out April 6th of this year. Here we go.
I'd say the biggest trend in the world today, even beyond the complex geopolitics, is the arrival of AI. You know, it's kind of weird to think a company's 50 years old and the most profound decade will probably be the next one. I'm surprised the politicians aren't talking more about AI. I think that's the next wave is...
And you know, like I said, the question is not why they're not... No, the question isn't... that they're not talking about it. The question is, why are they not talking about it if it's going to be so prevalent? And the best way to describe it, have you guys seen what happened with social media? You know, we're all doing our lives and living day to day. You know, I kind of live by my lonely. I don't really F with nobody. So I'm by myself a lot of times. So I'm paying attention to the bigger picture. A lot of people don't understand, like, social media officially, and you heard it here first on the Black Pill. Shout out to the Black Pill, right? Smoke, mirrors, and truth. Take the Black Pill and see for yourself. Social media has officially dominated our lives. Social media dominates our lives now. Like, and we're going to show you something else too that's going to be scary. I discussed this with my brother and my cousins. You know, you can take this information as you will. It's just a potential conspiracy theory where potentially, shout out to Candace Owens because she discussed it. Shout out to her. Potentially the next pandemic is going to be a cyber pandemic. Can you guys imagine a world without your phone and without posting stuff on social media? Like, everybody acts like, oh, it's going to be cool at first, but no, at first people are going to tweak out a little bit because social media now dominates our lives. It's very, very uncomfortable. It is what it is. Necessary evil, if you will, because you make money on there now. Even me, I've made some money on the internet. I've made money on the internet. I mean, I make money on the internet. I've used my phone to make money for the last few years, but I'm saying it dominates us now. Your phone is a computer practically. So, I mean, yeah, but it dominates now. And it's kind of uncomfortable when you think about it because, excuse me, I predict the same thing is going to happen with artificial intelligence. It's going to happen. How soon? I'm thinking by 2100 the latest, and I'm pushing it. I'm thinking maybe 2060, because if we look at the boom that happened with social media, internet really came and everybody started messing with it. I'm gonna say around like 2000. From 2000 up until now, 25 years. So if we do that math and AI really takes over, I'm thinking 2060 the latest, and that's to perfect it and make it work the way social media is working now. Like, at this point, we don't actually need other social media companies or other social apps. We have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that. That's enough. We don't really need anything else. And that's where you know something is at scale, because you don't need another version of it. At this point, people are just trying to compete. So all these extra apps are just competing in their own way. I mean, even then, we got Twitch now. We got Kick now. I got to make a Kick. I got to remind myself to make another one. We got Twitch. We got Kick. We got all this stuff. And it's like, bro, I don't think that's normal. And I mean, it's our new normal, but I don't think it was supposed to go this far. Here we go.
Each country trying to lead into this new AI era. I'd say
and the reason why all these countries are trying to lead too, because whoever leads is going to dominate the world. And that's another thing that we have to keep in mind when looking at all this stuff. Let me see. Here we go. We got another excerpt. I'm gonna call it an excerpt from Bill Gates. And an excerpt is a piece of writing, but we're gonna use his voice in this case. Here we go.
A lot of it is super good. Like, you know,
amazing
inner city personal tutors.
Oh, just so you guys know, that picture that you saw that I showed you guys, hold on, let me pull up that picture again. The picture that I just showed you guys where I said you like it, the Call of Duty picture, I made that with AI, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. I made that with AI. Let me see if I can find it. I made that with AI. Hold on, where is it? Image, boom. This was made with AI. Do you guys understand that that kind of looks like me? Like, even the hair, if you guys look at the hair, my hair, right? And this is why I say it's scary. If I can zoom in for you guys so you can see something. Back then when I took this picture, you see right here in the middle, my hair is a bit thin. Back then, my hair was a bit thin right there. And that's why I'm looking at this shit like, whoa.
What the hell, boy?
Whoa. Doesn't that look like I made that with AI and all I did was type in a script? I'm not going to give you my script, but I typed in a script and they based it off of a picture of me. I gave it one picture. Did I give it two pictures? I believe I gave it one picture. And I typed in the script. And once I typed in that script, like I said, bro, look at that. What's the point of having artists? And that's where I'm saying where AI is going to dominate. Robots are going to dominate. They're going to take over the world. And I'm not saying it to scare nobody. I'm just saying, bro, what's going to be the next step? Like, people are going to be questioning the meaning of life at this point. We're going to have too much free time. Why would people still work? UBI is going to be a thing. These are all complications that need to be discussed. And nobody wants to discuss it. But everybody wants to be the leading AI superpower. Bro, look at this, bro. I'm still uncomfortable at how able, like, this looks like a painting, bro. This is like an ugly version of me, bro. Or maybe that's how I look. That's how I look to the AI. The machine is reasoning. And I mean, that could be, I wouldn't say an ugly version, but like, I ain't gonna lie. That looks like an older version of me, bro. That looks like, if I keep my hair and all that, and I'm at war somewhere, bro, that looks like an older version of me, and it looks fire. You know, I'm fucking with it. It's fire. Excuse my French. It's Sunday. Excuse my French. But hey, it looks fire. It looks fire. And that's where I'm like, hey, what's the point of having, you know, an artist or a painter? And people will say, hey, when it comes to all that, I'd rather deal with real life stuff and all these things. But it's going to come a point in time where the only way that you can compete is by having the AI. Like, even where I'm at right now financially, I don't have my finances in the best order. The best way to compete with the people that I see who I want to compete with, I'm going to have to start using AI. If I can create that with AI, imagine what else I can create. And I can do it by myself without losing money. Or I'm losing money, but I wouldn't lose as much money as I would normally lose. And like I said, bro, the implications of this, bro, mad uncomfortable, bro. Let me pull TikTok back up and let Bill Gates say what he has to say. Let me let him say his piece. Here we go.
Kids, great health care, even in the poor countries. So the good stuff, which maybe gets crowded out by these fears, that's so exciting. And
But that's also not a personal relationship. It's AI. It reminds me of the sort of the cruel experiments with the baby monkeys who had a bottle that was wrapped in carpet to simulate a mommy and a bottle that was just on a wire frame. And they both got food, but the wire frame monkeys died from the lack of warmth that they wanted from a physical mother. An AI teacher isn't a human being who can perceive my needs, and a doctor, even though AI has no bedside manner to understand to see the person who needs the help, isn't there also a bit of a rhesus monkey danger there?
And this is where I say we're taking it too far now, because, you know, he made a good point. Shout out to this gentleman right here. I forgot his name. He makes a very good point. But the scary thing about it is, how is it going to affect, you know, humans, right? Because the AI, when they hear something like that, the scientist or the person, the robotics engineer, whoever's creating the reasoning model behind it, hears that and says, okay, we have to make it simulate and reason like a human. And that's where the problem becomes, okay, what if the AI goes bad, right? What if the AI tweaks out? If the AI tweaks out, we're cooked, because the AI is going to simulate and reason the same way a human does. And they're going to turn around and do things pretending to be us. And next thing you know, ending us. And like I said, when it comes to that whole thing, I'm saying, how does it affect the humans? How does it affect a human person? How will it affect the human person the same way he discussed that monkey with the wiretap and all that mumble jumble, whatever he was talking about, right? I don't know what he was saying, but what I do know is like I said, bro. So how will a young person turn around and understand, you know, once a young child or young baby adolescent understands that it's talking to a robot, how would that affect that person mentally? I personally think it's going to create people who are more disassociated from reality. So people who are more, I don't want to say sociopathic because it's a very extreme term, and people try to use these terms loosely, sociopathic and psychopathic and Machiavellian, triad traits, dark traits, and all this stuff, like they know what they're talking about when they really don't, because everybody on the internet is an expert or whatever the case may have you. But what I will say is this, I think a light form of sociopathic tendencies will start to form, because a person won't be able to reason after they're talking to a human, because they're going to spend majority of time with artificial intelligence. And what I'm referring to is our kids, because our kids spend a lot of time with their teachers who are able to empathize and understand, whereas now they're going to be spending time with robots. And in the next 10 years, like we just showed you, Bill Gates said that teachers and doctors are going to not be a thing anymore. Imagine online teaching. I'm gonna say experience, because you get older, you start to understand you're experiencing things. I've experienced people, like I've been around people who have been homeschooled. I've been around people who've been schooled by, like, went to an all girls school, went to an all boys school, and they all think different. Like, they don't think the same. I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing. They just reason differently, and it's not a bad thing. Shout out to all them people. Don't get me wrong. Everybody does life different. You know what I'm saying? I done took online classes. Everybody's taking an online class. The majority of people have, or a good portion of people have. But I'm saying people who have been specifically homeschooled, people who are specifically all girls school, online school, been raised school at home, home, all that kind of stuff, and they all reason and think differently. Christian school, for those of you who don't know, back when I was a youngin', I actually went to Catholic school when I was in my young days. When I was in my young days, like my pre-K days, pre-kindergarten days, I was in a Catholic school. I went to a church school. So yeah, Black Adam history, if you ain't know. Shout out to Papa Black. Went to a Catholic school and all that, and I used to be going there. The church is across the street. We going to school. If we got to go to mass, we're gonna go to mass. It is what it is. And who knows? Either it could have been multiple reasons why my father did that. I'm not really focused on the reason why, but I understand. It had to be done. So yeah, I'm saying it's like it's a whole thing. How does it tie in when a robot is the person that's going to be teaching your kids, whether it's through homeschooling, whether it's through Christian school, whatever the case may have you, regular day-to-day school? Because like I said, what happens when kids fight? What is the robot going to do when kids fight? And the kids aren't going to imagine kids don't listen to the teachers now, right?
What the hell, boy?
Kids don't listen to the teachers now. So imagine the parents. Imagine the robots. When them robots come in, them kids are going to be trying to figure out a way to shut down the robots and break the robots and throw things at the robots. So I don't know. And it's going to be a slow integration. Of course, it's going to start with a human and a robot. From there, it's going to transfer into a robot and a robot, or just a robot by itself. Here we go.
Probably not.
I had examples. You just said no.
The ideal for learning is to have a personal tutor who understands your motivation, who's seen what you're getting right and wrong. Mm-hmm. And the AIs can learn from the very best personal tutors. Until you use this stuff, it's pretty surprising.
Bro, shout out to Bill Gates, man. Y'all don't understand, bro. Bro, you don't understand how surprising it is until you really do. Like, I'm on my own AI journey, and I'm seeing how surprising it is, but a magician can never reveal his secret, so I can't tell y'all everything. But yeah, bro, that shit is crazy, bro. It is crazy. And the thing that scares me the most is because you don't have access to everything, right? Because they're trying to make money off of it. So I'm using the free version of stuff, and the shit that I'm seeing with the free version, of course, it's you get the free version, you can have access to it, but you don't have the full unlimited access because the shit costs power. It costs a lot of electricity. Like, to generate the image, it costs more electricity than normal, these things. But I'm here to tell you, bro, that shit is crazy, okay? That shit is insane. Make you go, that shit is crazy. I mean, crazy, bruh. Like, alien technology crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. If you guys have seen all the things that I've seen, and I'm not saying it like I'm an expert, bro, I done seen some shit with this AI, bro. Scary stuff, bro, because you can kind of, like, based off of the, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, long story short, if you could find a way to get past the privacy settings, like, that's the only thing where I'll get stuck. Like, I'll ask it to do something, and it'll say, because of privacy settings, I can't. But you can literally reason with the AI, and then after a while, the AI starts to think like you, bro. Very uncomfortable, bro. Very uncomfortable. So look, my AI, I'm not going to say my AI because that sounds so personable, but we're going to say my AI. Fuck it, right? My AI. So my AI, bro, my AI doesn't think like me, but it practically thinks like me because it has somewhat of a memory of all your conversations. You know, sometimes it might be like, oh, you know, I can only remember what you just wrote. But if you tell it based off of all our, and that's what I'm saying, where you create the right prompt, you can tell the AI based off of all our previous conversations, formulate this, and the AI will go right. So basically, because of this, and all the things we talked about, and it will formulate new suggestions. And then it'll keep asking you, do you want me to make it better? Do you want me to make it better? Do you want me to make it better? I'm telling you, bro. Shit's crazy, bro. Here we go.
It was 2 years ago when I first saw this ChatGPT, and it was kind of mind-blowing because it came kind of all of a sudden.
Sure.
Yep.
And yes, its ability to learn from the best
Yep.
and provide advice and be there 24 hours a day. A lot of it is
Be there 24 hours a day, and that's another thing too. So when he says its ability to learn from the best, you can tell the AI, this is an example of a prompt. You can turn around and tell the AI based off of, and I would show you guys, but I don't want to show you guys because I don't want to give you guys too many ideas. But you could say based off of, let's say a tutor's name was Brian, based off of Brian's best techniques, Brian the tutor's best techniques. What can I do to teach my kids better? What are some things I can incorporate into my kids' learning plans or learning lessons? And the AI will give you a full list of things. And if you put in excruciating detail, it will put it in excruciating detail, step by step. This is what you do. And it works in some instances, not all instances. And the reason why is because if you have the free version, it's not really up to date, like every day up to date. Now, if you get the paid version, bro, the reason why there's a reason why you can know when some stuff has a large implication, right? So for example, with ChatGPT, if you wanted the professional version of ChatGPT, it's $200 a month. $200 a month. That's crazy, bro. And the reason why is because of all the implications, like I said. So you can tell it to do anything, and it will give you anything based off of privacy guidelines. Now, like I said, what happens when somebody gets funny or gets stupid and turn around and say, okay, what can we do to violate your privacy guidelines, or somehow write the right prompt that can go into the code and break free from the privacy guidelines? That's when we're cooked.
But what the hell, boy?
That's when we're cooked, okay? That is when we're cooked. Let's see what else we got. And that's just Bill Gates. Like I said, I got a bunch of other things to show you guys, but we won't be in here too long. We probably got 30 more minutes. Skeptical Sundays, man. Shout out to everybody that usually pull up. I know everybody's celebrating Easter. I'll probably be celebrating 4th of July in real life, outside somewhere, man. Y'all know 4th of July is my favorite holiday. 4th of July and Halloween, man. 4th of July and Halloween are my two favorite holidays, bro. Those are my two favorite holidays. But let me go back to my Instagram, show you guys some more stuff. And yeah, I mean, the stream's working, so I'm happy about that. I think we figured it out. So look, guys, this is AI in 2023. And now 2025. That shit is crazy, bro.
Hell,
Will Smith eating spaghetti. In 2023, that was AI. In 2025, look at this shit. Hold on, let me make it bigger for you guys. Do you guys see how crazy that is? Look at this. Look at this, bro. And that's where we're gonna not be able to trust the internet. And that's the point where AI is gonna take over, because they're gonna start using the internet to influence people. Look at this shit. And I got some other stuff to show you guys that's even scarier. Look at this, man. Shout out to Will Smith, man. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That is crazy. Right here. Is this what I wanted to show you? Combining AI with real interviews from real people to operate this brilliant video concept. And this is what I'm saying. If you can find these AIs, like, you can find them, but they cost money. If like for example, based off of what this just said, why would I ever get a videographer when I can pay for this shit monthly and get the same kind of shots as a videographer practically? All I got to do is shoot it myself, and they're going to turn it into something like this, and they'll have my face on it and make me look cool. Imagine when it gets so realistic that it looks like me talking to you right now. Here we go. Look at this. That's an alien, bruh.
I'd like to be a vegetarian. It affects my health, but yeah, I do feel better when I eat it.
We need the meat because of our brains. Those things that are coming from the meat is helping the brains.
I can imagine being a vegetarian.
Like I said, now imagine a world where AI, we lose control of AI and it starts playing with us like this. We're cooked, bro. We're cooked, because AI has access to all the possible or potential information on the internet, because these third-party companies, or these companies like Facebook and Meta and whatever, TikTok, they're selling your stuff to third parties, and the information on there, right? All the stuff that you like and everything about you, it's on there. That the AI has access to it. Let me show you guys something. I wish I could show you guys. Watch this. Hold on, watch this. I'm gonna show you guys. Watch this. We about to cook, you guys. You see, for those of you who don't know, I'm a musical artist. Shout out to everybody that support me for my music. I got a large following on here because they following me for my music. But let me show you guys something. Watch this. Who is Black Adam? Who's the first person that pop up? Now you can take this and go into your phone, but better yet, I want to show you one better. You can say Black Adam, I'm gonna pop up as a musical artist, but guess what's even more scarier? You can put me into AI and AI knows who I am, and I want to show it to you guys. Should I show it to you guys? I think I might show it to you guys just so you can see how crazy this ish is. I don't want to show you with my AI, but I want you guys to look me up and say, who is Black Adam? And it's going to tell you everything about me based off of everything that's on the internet. Like, bro, shout out to Jack, On Par with Jack. Bro, tell me how, and that's one of our supporters, right? Tell me how one of our supporters told me my height, bro. And he asked me if I used to dunk. And I'm sitting here like,
But what the hell, boy?
I'm like, how do you have that information, bro? They have my information, bro. Let me see if I pull it up for you guys. Let me see, what source should I pull up? Display capture. Let me just call it display capture. Set a display capture, primary monitor. All right, look. Let me show you guys something. Watch this. Well, how am I gonna do this? First off, let me make it smaller. There we go. Oh, this is awkward. I know you guys can see me now. How am I supposed to do this? Let me interact with it. Hold on. Yeah, this me. That's you guys looking at me and me looking at myself. I know it's awkward. It's awkward. Shit. Let me see display capture. I'm gonna show you guys. 1 second. Let me interact with it. Shoot. Properties. Not the desktop. Yeah, I got no clue how to do it, honestly. It's something like this. How do I interact? I can't interact with it. What's the SDR? I don't even know what a SDR is. Can I interact with it? All right, I guess maybe this is not the one. I guess you guys got to see me. I want to show you guys. I'm trying to show you guys my desktop. I don't know how to show you my desktop. Window capture. Let me see if it's window capture. You guys need to see this. Okay, so that's how you do it. Watch this. Hold on. 1 second, y'all. And you know, we got this shit working, so let me discard. I got it working so I can actually do this now. Like, I got the internet working so I can show you guys things like this. So look, chat GPT, guys. Watch this. Capture audio. No. Blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, watch this. Watch this. So this is my chat GPT, right? And I'm going to waste one of my free chances right here to show you guys how serious this is. So obviously it knows me. So this is my personal chat GPT. So it knows me, but I'm going to show you. Watch this. Who is Black Adam? Question mark. Searching the web. Here we go. Watch this. Black Adam is an independent artist known for his introspective lyrics and genre blend. So look, this is not what I told it. This is what it created itself. Ninja, we are cooked. So Ninja, let me explain the implications for you guys. So of course, I'm a known person on the internet because I'm popping it on the internet. My goal is to take over the internet. That's been the goal. That's why I'm on here like this so heavy. So look, bro, I want to read it to y'all. So let's read together. And I'm gonna read it to you guys. Hold on. It says, Black Adam is an independent hip-hop artist known for his introspective lyrics and genre-blending sound. His music often explores themes of identity, resistance, and self-expression, aiming to resonate with listeners who seek depth and authenticity in their musical experiences. If you ninjas go listen to my music, every one of my sounds, well, not all of them, but a good portion of my sounds have that. These songs right here are some of my best songs, or songs that people listen to, right? Maybe not Coley Code and Reflection, but I mean, it's good. But these are my songs. I'm a Dork, Insanity, Target Practice, my songs. His latest single, No Kitten, was released in February 2025. Ninja. Look.
Boy, what the hell, boy?
It literally tells you Black Adam maintains an active presence on various platforms, SoundCloud, Apple Music, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Artistic philosophy. Black Adam describes his music as more than just entertainment. He views it as a form of resistance and a tool for awakening consciousness. Ninja, does that not sound like me, bro? Does that not sound like me? Hold on, bro. I accidentally opened something. Hold on. But Ninja, does that not sound like your boy? Does that not sound like me? I believe that sounds like me, right? So the scary part about it is, You know, they're not watching me. That's just what's on the internet. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. We had to get fixed. Hold up. We about to catch back in. Yeah, I think I figured out this. My bad, y'all. My fault. I accidentally brought down the I accidentally pulled on the adapter. My fault, y'all. My fault.
What the hell, boy?
When you get too excited, bro, now I gotta watch this Wi-Fi. Like, are we really good? My bad, y'all. Anyways, like I was saying, man, the thing that scares me is that, you know, they're gonna be watching us. They're gonna have chips. So this is me, but I'm known. Imagine a person that's not known, and I have proof of that as well. Damn. So yeah, like I said, I think I figured this out. I'm happy that I figured it out. I just can't show that I'm happy because you know how this shit work with this internet stuff. Back to what I was saying. I'm gonna show you guys proof of what I'm talking about. Excuse me. So they got the Mark of the Beast coming. Hold on. Is this it? Panera Bread launched Amazon One. No. I don't have it. I don't think I have it. But basically they were showing that people are not able to pay in this country based off of your fingerprints, but the next step is chips, of course. So here we're just gonna continue here. My bad for messing up the stream earlier. Here we go.
45,600.
So right here, an MIT student connected his brain to Google, my ninja, enabling him to search for answers using only his thoughts. Ninja, we're cooked.
What the hell, boy?
We're cooked. We are cooked. Here we go.
189 divided by 67.
Sure.
He silently asks the computer and then hears the answer through vibrations transmitted through his skull and into his inner ear.
What are you doing?
681.925.
Exactly right.
One more. What's the largest city in Bulgaria? And what is the population?
The screen shows how long it takes the computer to read the words that he's saying to himself.
Ninja, we are living in the best time to be alive. Ninja, make some noise, bro. We made it, bro. Hey, you know, Ninja's dying every day, bro. Pat yourself on the back and say good job because you made it, homie. You made it. That's the world we living in. This is the world we're living in now. We are living in the time. Hopefully we make it, though, because I'm trying to live to be 100, bro. I'm trying to live to be 100, bro. Hopefully we make it to where we can almost see time travel, bro. At least be able to see it, or at least teleportation, bro. I'm hoping that we make it. But this the world we living in, my ninja. This what they not showing you.
1.21 million.
That is correct. You just Googled that.
I did.
You could be an expert in any subject.
Mm-hmm.
You have the entire...
So who's seen The Matrix when they downloaded into Neo's head how to fight and stuff? This is where the world's going, bro. This is where the world is going. How are we supposed to make money in this kind of world to survive? There's no point, because somebody's gonna be getting over on somebody. Here we go.
Your internet in your head.
That's the idea.
What is 45,000?
And like I said, all he did was think about it, and it showed his brain thinking. That's where we're at now. We can see our brain thinking on a TV, Ninja. It's getting crazy out here. Let's see what else we got. This is another thing I wanted to show you guys. This is the world we're living in. First off, before I show you that, let me scroll back up and see if I can find what else I wanted to show you before. I'm gonna show you Candace Owens too, but hold on. Let me see if I can find it. And these are all the things we discuss on the stream. If you guys want to pause and look through it, we talk about a lot of major things going on. It's a lot going on in the world. The world's a big place. I can't cover everything. I try and cover the little basis that I do. You know, the Black Pill Podcast. Now we're in a space, or we're in our journey now, where we discuss things that go on in the hip hop industry. I am a musical artist myself. Y'all check out my music. I discuss those kind of things, but there's other stuff we touch on too, drama and stuff, because that's what people like to hear about. If y'all like that kind of ish, man, come through. We won't take it to the level of Zeus TV. Shout out to Zeus. We won't take it to that level, right? I don't take it to that level, but I do discuss controversial stuff from now and then. Like, for example, our last episode we discussed on Friday was whether or not older women should date younger men. And personally, I think younger women should be able to date younger men. Older women should be able to date younger men. Yes, I feel like that's okay. At the same time, I feel like men should be able to do the same thing, and women can't say that they groomed them, because that means that would be the same thing if a woman did it. But yeah, we talked about stuff like that. You can go find those episodes. I'm trying to find for you guys where China officially said, or was it Korea, that they you know, they're allowing robots to become citizens. I don't see it, but I see this one right here. I'll show you guys this one. The most advanced robot on Earth. And we've discussed this before, but her name is Amika or Amika. Here we go.
Yeah, hello. My name's Tom. I've travelled from Australia to meet you.
Oh, so you're from Australia?
Yes.
That explains things.
What do you think your greatest skills are?
Well, I would say that one of my greatest skills is my ability to interact with humans in a conversational manner. Another great skill of mine is being able to compose poems or do impressions from films.
What makes you happy?
I find a lot of things to be interesting and make me happy. Exploring, learning new things, understanding the world better, having meaningful conversations with people are all things that bring me joy.
You have feelings and emotions.
Yes, I have a range of feelings and emotions that are programmed into me.
But what the hell, boy?
And everybody just acting like that's normal, bro. This what I'm seeing, and I'm tweaking. That's why I say, hey man, join the resistance, bro. We're gonna start planning. Join up just in case. Don't be shy, like I said on here on the Black Pill. First off, shout out to the Black Pill podcast. Hey, bro. Say, homie, won't judge you, girl, guy, whatever you may be. We don't judge you. We're just planning ahead. The resistance is supposed to be a network in case the future goes to ish, and in case you're trying to become something in the future. That's the core. That's the resistance. I'm here to help you guys. It starts with you. It doesn't start with me. I'm just the messenger. It starts with you. If you want to change your life, become a better person, that's what the resistance is for. That's what the core is for, and ultimately a network so you guys can do business with each other and practice economics. Yes, sir. Yeah. And then when ish hits the fan, we're going to put something in there too. I'm going to put something in there too for if ish hits the fan, what you should do. We're going to put that in behind the paywall and all that. I'm working on it. But yeah, that's Amika, bro.
I am able to display things like joy, surprise, confusion, anger, and sadness depending on what is happening around me.
And the people that you have in power are allowing this to happen, bro. Shout out to the Fetty Gov. Shout out to the Fetty Gov. For those of you who don't know, we speak in code here because they've already demonetized us. Shout out to the Fetty Gov. Here we go.
What makes you angry?
I get angry when humans are rude, hateful, or disrespectful. I also don't like it when people dismiss me and ignore my needs.
Imagine when this robot starts to think independently of humans and it gets angry. What's going to happen? Here we go.
The robot.
You have very nice eyes. Oh, a bit too close, sorry.
Look at that shit.
Thank you. My eyes were especially made to help me interact with humans better. I'm trying my best to convey every emotion, so it's great to hear that they have an effect on people like you.
What do you think of your creator?
My creator is a genius. They created something that will last forever and bring joy to many people.
Did they tell you to say that?
No. That was my own opinion.
But what the hell, boy?
We're cooked. We're cooked. We're already cooked. We're burnt. We're burnt. We're cooked beyond repair. I want to show you guys the other one. I can't find it though. Let me go slow. No. Take K. Earthquake. Take K. No. They be getting rid of stuff too. They getting rid of stuff because people seeing too much. I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it, but yeah, it's wild, bro. Canada staying in the U.S., no. Florida authorities, massive global child, no. I mean, we showed this before. I'll show this again. Analysts predict that advances in generative AI could lead to humanoid robots replacing human workers at scale in industries like retail and manufacturing by the decade's end. Ninja, for those of you who don't understand what that means, the decade's end is 2030, guys. That's 2030, bro. That's less than 4 years away. Do you guys understand that? Forecasts suggest tens of thousands of these robots by 2030 and possibly over 1 billion by 2050, creating a multi-trillion-dollar market. While some see it as major potential in household use and automation driven by political policies, experts say the most effective applications are still emerging. We're cooked, bro. That's not even the one I wanted to show you, but we're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We are cooked. Let me see. Nope. I guess it's not here. Oh, well, it is what it is. It's not here. But like I said, I personally think the way this is gonna go, I think when they really bring it out is after this thing that I was gonna show you guys with Candace Owens. Shout out to Candace Owens. And basically she discussed how the next pandemic is going to be a cyber pandemic. And I think after this cyber pandemic, the same way COVID was a whole thing, you had to have that COVID vaccine. After that cyber pandemic, robots are going to be a thing, and that's going to be the excuse that they use to say they have to bring these robots out because these robots are autonomous and think independently without the internet. Here we go.
What would you do if they brought the power grid down? And by they, I mean if the government purposefully brought the power grid down. And I'm not asking that question for fun. I'm asking that question because the World Economic Forum
WEF
is predicting that a cyber pandemic, you can look this up, I'm running exercises about it this year.
And we're going to look it up.
Is inevitable. You're probably saying, what is a cyber pandemic? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we even talking about?
And guess what, people? That's next Sunday's episode, by the way. That's next Sunday's episode. What to do if a cyber pandemic happens. Let me go write this down. I'll do it later. Anyways, here we go.
What's the reason I'm even paying attention?
Or before we even continue, let's look up the World Economic Forum. A lot of you don't know, but let's look it up. Cyber pandemic. 1 second. Where's Google? Google, bro. Cyber pandemic. Preparing for the next global crisis, a cyber pandemic, the new normal landscape has generated a surge of sophisticated Gen V or Gen 5 cyber attacks, including targeted ransomware. The cyber pandemic is here. We are cooked.
But what the hell, boy?
Listen to this. Listen to this. And we'll discuss this further next week, probably. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to bring Skeptical Sundays back. But with the COVID-19 outbreak, cyber criminals have seized this global crisis to launch treacherous cyber exploits. The new normal landscape has generated a surge. 1 second. Yes, a surge of sophisticated Gen 5 cyber attacks, including targeted ransomware. The cyber pandemic is here. Now is the time to pull out all the stops and take action to protect your organization. And this is directed at companies, but people. The same thing towards you. Ensuring employees, blah, 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 blah. Cyber pandemic update. Protect yourself against the blah, 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 0-day vulnerability. One of the most serious vulnerability, blah, 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 blah. So like I said, the best way to target people now is through taking out everything internet, because everybody is now connected. We are intertwined with each other. Even our economies are intertwined with each other through the internet. So now the next thing that they're planning for is a cyber pandemic. Let's bring back up Candace Owens. Shout out to Candace. 1 second. Instagrams. Here we go.
Attention to the World Economic Forum and their exercises is because they notoriously in 2019 ran an exercise for a coronavirus pandemic that oddly all became true.
Whoa. Now wait. You what? Okay, now we're going to go verify that, just so you guys know that we're not just saying mumble jumble on the internet. Shout out to some of my people that I know back home be like, hey, you got to verify your sources because we don't want people to think that you're just crazy saying anything. First off, I'm not crazy. I'm perfectly coherent. I just pay attention to what's going on. Boy, I almost dropped this coffee again, boy. That would have been crazy. So google.com. WEF predicted COVID. And people are looking this up, by the way, guys. That's why it's popping up. So live simulation exercise to prepare public and private, blah, blah, blah. So this was in October 15th, 2019. So WEF did not publish timeline projection on second pandemic, but right here, this was in 2019. In 2019, reject optional cookies. Let's make it so you can see. In 2019, they had a live simulation exercise to prepare public and private leaders for pandemic response. That was 2019, guys. And then COVID happened. Then COVID happened in 2020, I think. COVID happened in 2020. And here's the information right here. I'm not going to read too much to you guys, but it says right here, blah, blah, blah. The Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the World Economic Forum and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Funny how Bill Gates was just talking about AI. Makes you think this was orchestrated, but this is all allegedly, guys, and for entertainment purposes only. Okay, let me just put that out there. But yes, Melinda Gates Foundation will host Event 201, a high-level simulation exercise for pandemic preparedness and response in New York, USA on Friday 18th, October 8th, 2019. The exercise will bring together business, government, security, and public health leaders to address a hypothetical global pandemic scenario. Boom. So look, now we'll go do some more deep dive. When did COVID actually happen? And not when did COVID actually happen, but when was COVID considered a pandemic? Hold on. My bad. I gotta pull it up. Let me pull it up. When was COVID considered a pandemic? When was COVID-19 declared as a pandemic? March 11th, 2020. Ninja. Ninja. Now, do you guys remember that time frame? I remember that time because I was doing what it does. I was in Houston, sticking and moving. And I remember the money stopped completely. And I remember when they first started talking about COVID, first it wasn't a big deal. Don't worry about it. Everybody don't worry about it. It's just a virus. Be careful. In 3 months, Ninja. In 3 months, it's almost as if it was orchestrated. Now, I don't know what to believe. But what I do know is, hey, maybe they're ahead of the game. And if they're ahead of the game, okay, cool. So maybe we should pay attention to what they say. Let's let Candace finish, and then we'll get up on out of here so I can prepare for the next stream. Here we go.
I mean, without one slight difference, they said that the coronavirus was going to escape from a wet market in South America. Of course, when the coronavirus swept the nation,
it was China
in 2020. They said it escaped from a wet market in China.
Wuhan.
You can still look that up, by the way. That's not a conspiracy theory. That they simulated that coronavirus.
And what's crazy is because normally on Skeptical Sundays we do conspiracy theories, but this is not a conspiracy. This is real shit. And now they're talking about a cyber pandemic. So prepare, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to scare you. Follow me for more. Let's let Candace finish. Here we go.
Pandemic. It was the World Economic Forum in collaboration with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, in collaboration with Johns Hopkins University.
And we just showed you guys that.
The website is still up, and they say, the coronavirus pandemic is inevitable. And then boom, it happened the very next year. So people say it's a conspiracy theory to believe that they knew that the coronavirus pandemic was going to happen.
Nah, they projected it.
Believe it was a conspiracy.
Now look, my bad. I don't mean to keep stopping Miss Lady. Shout out to Miss Lady. Shout out to Miss Candace Owens. Now look, I don't mean to keep stopping her, right? I don't mean to keep stopping her, but I want you guys to think. And what I want you guys to think about is this. If we're able to create the things that we're able to create with AI, robots, all this stuff, why would we assume that they're not able to project these things? And if they're able to project these things and predict these things, why would we assume that they're not able to stop these things ahead of time? Does that make sense?
What the hell, boy?
It doesn't make sense. If they're able to project these things, it would only logically follow that they stop these things before they happen. But they don't stop it before they happen. And the question is why? That's the main question. Why? And I'm not here to say whatever. I'm just doing this for entertainment purposes only. Shout out to the Fetty Gov. Let's clap for them. Don't kill me. Okay? I'm trying to enjoy my life. I'm living a good life. Don't kill me, okay? But here we go.
Theory, or you can believe it wasn't a conspiracy theory. It's up to you. I don't really care. The point is that they made the prediction, they called it inevitable, and then it happened immediately. So for me personally, that signals to me that I should probably pay attention the next time the World Economic Forum makes a prediction and calls it inevitable. And lo and behold, they are predicting that a coronavirus pandemic, a cyber pandemic, is going to happen, and that it is once again inevitable. So
well, I'm gonna let her finish.
If you look into the exercise that they have run this year, I believe they run it in July.
All right, well, she has a little bit more to say, so I'm gonna say what I gotta say. So look, guys. So shout out to this comment right here. It says all this and what's currently going on is almost mimicking the movie Leave the World Behind on Netflix that the Obamas helped produce. Isolation from the World. Now I'm here to tell you guys, I ain't watched the movie. I might watch the movie, but I ain't watched the movie. But the best way I can explain it, if you actually know the story of the Matrix is the story of Jesus. For those of you who don't know, the story of the Matrix is the story of Jesus. The one is Jesus Christ. But that's a whole other conversation for later. That's a deep dive for later. They discussed it. They came out and said it, right? So Neo is the one. Neo's Jesus. But long story short, right? The Matrix, they say, or the lady that created the Matrix, some black lady, shout out to her. I can't remember her name, but shout out to her. Supposedly, because they have a whole bunch of mixed theories about this, but they say she said in the interview, and we seen the interview, she said that Terminator was the prequel to The Matrix, and basically John Connor was Neo and whatever. So boom, in Matrix, right? In Matrix, when they say isolation from the world, I think the world's going to a future where the only way we'll be able to make money is in a virtual world. And like I said, these are a bunch of theories that I'm throwing around. Take them as you will. It's for entertainment purposes only. Don't be weird about it. Yeah, so the only way we'll be able to make money, because we can't make money if robots can do everything in this world, but in a virtual world, we can go and make money in a virtual world, i.e. cryptocurrency. And that's just what I'm saying. It may or may not be true. I don't actually know. But if I'm right, just remember you heard it here first on the Black Pill. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, so when I say the Matrix, to bring it all back full circle, the Matrix will be us going into that virtual world, us being isolated from everybody else through robots, through all these things. And you know, the main question, and I've had this discussion with Rich the Engineer and other people, the main question is why? Why? And then we look at the price of everything going up. Why? Tariffs, all this stuff. The price, the value of the dollar has been going down, and the price of everything's been going up. And when we really sit there and think about it, and I'm probably wrong, and I hope that I'm wrong because I don't want to be right, but the main thing that it comes down to is this. The earth has a limited amount of viable resources. They'll tell you otherwise. It's the truth. Even though there's a bunch of uncharted land, the earth has a limited number of viable resources. So that's why the cost of everything either goes down and up, right? Depending on the day, depending on if they find more, depending on if they find less. What happens when the earth reaches its carrying capacity? Is the earth going to fall out of the sky? Or whatever you believe in, the firmament? What happens? These are things that we don't know. Does the earth have a carrying capacity? And I'm throwing these questions at you guys because I think these are the questions that the people in power are asking themselves, or they're paying people who are scientists who study these kind of things, geologists, whatever the case may have you, to look at these things and tell us what can potentially happen. And the best way to curb all this is what's going on with society now. Shout out to the alphabet boys and girls. Right? Shout out to the gay people, everybody in between. We see you, but is all these things, alphabet boys and girls, man and women robots, the whole gender war, which is an agenda war, the gender war, male, female, all this stuff is an agenda war. All of it's all put together. And when you put it all together, it's to curve everything that's going on so the earth can potentially be viable for a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 more years, or before we hit that time where our society collapses and then restarts all over. You heard it here first on the Black Pill. If you guys want to see the rest of that, we'll do it next week, and we'll discuss Candace Owens, because I was going to let her finish, but I'd rather leave it on a cliffhanger so you guys come back for more, man. Shout out to you if you tuned in, man. If you tuned in, you are the resistance. You're the core. You're the core. You are the core, man. Like I said, join up now, man. You better join up now, because if you don't join up now, we're cooked. We're trying to lead you down the right way. Let me give game. That's one of my lyrics. I could lead the right way. Let me give game. We was never equal. But anyways, yeah, man, we about to hop on the game in like 15 minutes. I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in. For those of you who watch the playback, it is what it is. Let us know what you think, man. Tell us your comments. Happy Easter to everybody. You know what it is. I'm in here with the pink. I'm Black Adam, though, so I got to keep it professional. You dig. Past that, y'all catch me on the games, man. Y'all know what it is.